coming to Shreyas, what kind of opportunities can be seen since you work as a consultant? What kind of opportunities can be identified with these kinds of changes coming around us?
So I would like to tell you something first, that as I have noticed having an interaction with close to 100 brands on a daily basis during these last 60 days, I have come to a conclusion that every company is focusing on retention rather than growth right now, because cash flow has severely been affected. So I think that it is the biggest opportunity for every promoter in the digital business right now, is to help those customers retain the customers that they already have. And also on top of that, people are not going towards a capital investment right now. Nobody is going to go forward with that. So it is an opportunity to come up with a model which is supporting this existing business along with providing the business to them. For example, if I was a manufacturer or a promoter from a tier 3 city, from a very small a village or something, but I was looking for business and I wanted to support my existing clients. So I want inquiries, I want generation through online business, through emails, through websites, through any place. But I don't want to pay for it right away. I want to get something out and through that provide a commission to that. So that is something that is a major problem that has occurred, and that is the capital investment issue that everybody is facing, I think. But an opportunity to this is that since the digital is the way to move forward, no matter whether we like it or not, transformation has come. And it was going to come either in 2022 or 23, but it has come now. And this has escalated the entire process to which everybody has to change. Few of the companies will remain, few won't. And it is an opportunity for all the digital performers to at least help and support those businesses. Similarly,
Exactly.
giving an example for this is the face mask industry. So it used to have a traffic of around close to X amount, but now it's 10X in the last 2 months. And it's not just about the manufacturers of those masks. It is about the entire value chain of the stakeholders. It starts from a raw material supplier. Then there comes a packaging machinery. Then comes the machine manufacturer who manufactures the mask that they will provide to the actual manufacturer. Then comes the distributors and a lot of other stakeholders. So this is an opportunity to create new business. The existing things are going to remain the same. It's not like that things are going to change. It is a very temporary thing to say that for the next 5 months, the sales might not happen as they used to. But new industries which have come up, they will always remain the same because of the impact of COVID and all the other things which have come along with it.
Yeah. Quite an interesting perspective. In fact, I was considering about this, that in the 2008 recession, there was the big change that came in was lack of investment in a lot of fixed assets. As the new age companies came in, I think this time it's going to be people less investing initially, as well as physical assets are going to decrease as people are going to move to a collaborative models, and new businesses are definitely taking over. Now coming to a very interesting part for a lot of students as well as people who are entering the business environment in the year 2020 as new graduates, some freshers, some experience changing businesses from graduate or postgraduate or even MBA institutes. So they're entering the market right now, and perhaps a new generation, a lot of them from Gen Z. So I would like to ask is people who have a lot of experience, to share that which is a more interesting or a lucrative space to enter for a newcomer, B2B or B2C based organizations.
Honestly, that a lot of that depends upon the individual, but I'll just clear some cloud around it so that the person can take an informed decision. One of the things that used to happen while I was doing my MBA maybe 6-7 years back was B2B usually stood for suits with no faces, working in offices with no names and no colors and like a drab life out there, right? There was no human angle to it. And it also didn't help that none of the B2B brands were recognizable by your neighbors and your town people, because where do you work? Some XYZ corp, right? And it doesn't help your cause because it's like you spent so much, did your MBA, did your engineering, did you whatever, and you are working in a company that you cannot even brag about. So all of that has changed, and B2B is right now very exciting to work with. And so I have been specifically in the SaaS sector, and SaaS startups have boomed like anything. The valuations have beaten a lot of consumer companies as well. The growth has been crazy, and the whole software prowess has shifted from the service-based company to product-based companies, and the growth is mindless. The brands that I have worked for are now almost household in terms of people that are in the industry. And since the PR has been crazy, so the names are now recognizable in your towns that you come from. So that is again the scene. There is a element of a brand, of some relativity, some relativeness with the brand. So that's there. And obviously B2B, the money that you make in B2B is crazy. So why? I mean, obviously we all are here to make a good life out of this. So I think you can't even imagine the kind of money and the growth that B2B provides. So I think that helps. That if that helps somebody take a decision.
Right. If I were to I think Rohit rightly mentioned the human angle, and I follow a guy called Brian Kramer, and it was his quote that he said that there is no longer B2B or B2C, it's all H to H, which is human to human. And I think I know there have been there was a phase even I did my MBA, and during that time everyone wanted to join FMCG. That was one of the most sorted industries, very fancy, lucrative, and the perception in the campus or even in today's graduates is that that is the place to be. And I have been fortunate enough to be part of both the sides, B2B as well as B2C, and it was not a conscious decision to be part of both the sides, but I think for anyone who's going to take a decision whether which kind of marketing they want to be in, irrespective of that, I think what matters is how adaptable are you, because in my 7 years that's what I've learned, that if you adapt to situations well, I think no industry or no mode of marketing will stop you. And keeping an open mind has always worked for me. So I think if someone who is starting new, if your mind is open as well as you're excited to learn anything, be it a B2B sales call or be setting up campaigns for B2C where you are generating revenues, right? It's a wide range out there in marketing. So I think that irrespective of this wide range, wherever you want to fit in, be sincere and be authentic in that, and that has worked, and that will work, and that's no, there is no growth hack in that. That you have to be authentic. I think that's the only thing I can say.
Now, adding on to that, it's completely true. So the line which was dividing the two, B2B and B2C, has become very blurry now. So giving you an example of that, nowadays, there's no concept that you won't be able to use your creativity well enough in a B2B segment. Now it's the same. As you can use it for B2C, you can use the same for B2B. Giving you an example for that is, very recently I had a chat with one of my potential clients, and he told me that we are trying to utilize AI and VR. So virtual reality is something which was never thought of in a B2B segment before. But since the post-lockdown era, I think that is going to be the way forward to at least provide an exhilarating experience to the clients, because now personalized touch is required. Along with that, touch and feel was something which was always present in B2B segments, especially for technical equipments. And that is something which will help a lot. And generally, people are posting for a lot of campaigns and movements through VR and AR in the B2C segment. So I think it's not just the B2C segment which is going to get new enthusiastic individuals coming with new technological advancements. It's just the same for B2B as well. And I think that is an opportunity. And I think a conscious decision that has to be made cannot be just limited to B2B or B2C, because I don't think there's a difference anymore.
Yeah. It's great to know that. And as probably a lot of people like me who are probably stepping into the industry for the first time will be a little conscious about it and not restrict themselves because of the industry they are in. Not industry, in the mode of uh, business the company are in, and they should probably think about other factors like industry growth and other things. So with that, we come to an end of episode 3 of What an Insight. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us and lending your valuable thoughts, which will help generate a lot of insight for a lot of people who watch this. And once again, thank you so much for joining in. Cheers.
Thank you.